Hello everyone, welcome back to another thrift store finds video. Went out this morning, and Wednesdays are usually more about books than anything. The biggest thing we find at the half price day we go to every Wednesday tends to be books. This time there wasn't as much there, but I found stuff other places, so a little bit more variety than the typical Wednesday. We found The Simpsons Mystery of Life board game. Again, seems to be in good condition, not as minty as I would like to normally pick up more vintage board games, but it was also $1, so that worked out well. And on the video game front, did better than typical. Nothing too great, no big hitters or anything like that, but beggars can't be choosers around here with video game stuff, so very, very happy to find anything. But $7.20, this is a skateboarding game for the Game Boy, Wii U, Lego Dimensions, and kind of a spread of Xbox stuff. We have, for the original Xbox, Splinter Cell, for the 360, Prey, and Deus Ex Human Revolution. I've only ever played the Deus Ex game on the PS2, never checked that one out, but it seems to be a good game. There's like a Wii U version that does better. And another Lego game, the Lego Movie for Xbox One. So a bit of variety, just about every Xbox console there, kind of weird. And getting into the books before we get into the DVDs and Blu-rays and that stuff, which was really, really good. This, I paid a little bit more than I tend to for book stuff, but it is brand new sealed. It was $20, but it is a big set of 1 through 18 of the Goosebumps Horrorland series. Sealed box set. The Horrorland series obviously doesn't go for as much as like original 62 or anything like that, but for a sealed box set, $20, I should at least double my money on it, so that's why it was worth grabbing. Just a bunch of random paperback kind of bestseller stuff for Pengo and that kind of thing. That's the kind of stuff you pick up for that, not the kind of thing that goes on eBay or Mercari or anything like that. A few hardcover Learn to Read kids books found in the bargain room. A handful of those. Bread for the Giant. Neanderthal. And a few more generic fiction type stuff. They're the kind of things that you can get them for under $1 a piece. They're worth grabbing. And for the second time now, I found the Snoop Dogg cookbook, this hardcover cookbook. I remember Amanda laughed at me the first time I grabbed this. She's like, "What the heck are you getting that for?" And I sold it for like almost 10 times what I bought it for. Well, it's going to happen again because this thing is like pristine and I paid $1. So definitely worth grabbing. It's one of those weird things that you just kind of have to know that's worth grabbing, because a lot of cookbooks are completely worthless. There are some very specific vintage ones and different things that are worth something, but there are tens of thousands of cookbooks out there, and there's like maybe 100 worth picking up. So it's kind of, you have to know what's going on. Usually weird stuff like that. On the VHS front, Spirited Away. And one, I was excited for a second because I saw it like this, and it's open on the bottom. It's not sealed. That would have been awesome. But we have the Timothy Dalton, The Living Daylights Bond movie. And it's the original shrink wrap. It's just, open at the bottom. Looks to be in really good shape, so I'm going to test that out, and that should be a quick sell as well. And that was also like $1, so worth grabbing. On the DVD front, we have Season 1 of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and this is the older DVD set with the individual ones, not the individual cases for each disc, not the later sets, which would be about half that size. And Wrath of the Ninja. I remember watching this on VHS back in the day. This is one of those movies, along with something like Akira. There's a handful of movies the first Vampire Hunter D, that just kind of made their way around the circuit with anime fans in middle school and high school that everybody watched, and that was one of those. And this double movie pack, and thankfully they're on individual discs, so a lot of these it's like a flipper disc where they're both on one and compressed, but no, they're on their own discs. We have Explorers and Small Soldiers. Both, I think, are very underrated movies. I think Small Soldiers over the years, though, has built a bigger fandom and been given a little more recognition. Explorer seems to be kind of a forgotten 80s movie, but both a lot of fun. I always really liked Small Soldiers, thought it was a fun tongue-in-cheek thing. The 3-disc edition of Logan. This is the same one that we have, I think. Yeah, with the Logan Noir with the slipcover. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, a sealed copy. So that was worth grabbing. And then a couple for us. I actually found 3 DVDs for us. All that other stuff's for the store. Not everything there is nothing for us. But These were really good finds. This I was excited because I actually did not know this version existed. And I'm trying to look on the back. Yeah, it looks like it's not brand new or anything like that. It's been out for a few years, but I have never seen a Spider-Man 5 movie collection because I do not own Spider-Man 3 or either of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. So I own the two better ones, I've had the regular DVDs for a while. I wanted to grab just kind of a small collection to get all those, to at least have all the Spider-Man movies. And yeah, I didn't know there's one here that they're all on an individual disc, which is nice. Just a generic DVD release for each movie. Nothing too spectacular, and it's kind of exactly what I wanted. Just to have a little collection, not take up a lot of shelf space for those Spider-Man movies. A lot of fun. I think maybe Amanda will watch those with me. And the other thing that I've been looking for that we did not have, because I prefer these movies on older formats, since we still, unless you go the bootleg route, do not have a quality DVD or Blu-ray or 4K or anything release of them. I just wanted don't take up a lot of room, just at least want to have a copy edition of my favorite Star Wars movies, the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. More, not just favorite, but pretty much this is what I like for Star Wars. Rogue One was fun and things like that, but overall, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I'm more of a 3 movies fan, and I wanted just kind of a generic Blu-ray set for these, and just never found one. They're always individual anytime I check them out, or they're like a big collector set, and I prefer watching these movies overall on VHS and Laserdisc, and I definitely want to get them on beta eventually, but I do want to have, have a DVD copy, and I want to have just a Blu-ray copy just to have them for these movies. So this was cool, and I like the artwork on it. It's nice, and just a nice slipcover and a release with a few special features. Just exactly what I wanted, just kind of a generic set of that trilogy on Blu-ray. Happened to run into that for $2. Actually, I didn't get a sticker off of that one yet, so $2. Excellent, good for me. And I ran into, there were a couple, I was disappointed, there were a few 4Ks that would have been good resells, but every one of them was really beat up. And it's not like it's an easy thing to get those kind of deep scratches in. I'm always amazed when I find either a Blu-ray or 4K or any kind of format, a Wii U disc in particular, anything that has kind of a nice protective coating, just has that smooth feel to it that seems like it's harder to scratch up than like a regular CD or DVD. I'm always amazed at how people end up with these like deep gashes in those. Like, what are you doing? You're keying your discs. But there were a handful of 4Ks and I'm like, oh, that'd be good. And like a couple of bucks worth to sell, scratched to heck, just destroyed. What are you doing to your stuff to do that? But I found one that was good, which is awesome. I actually think I'm going to get rid of our regular Blu-ray because this is a combo and keep this because I love this movie. If you watch my 100 of all time, this was on there. This is one of my top 2 modern movies. Like, there aren't a lot of modern ones that I like, but Annihilation with Natalie Portman. This is the 4K and regular Blu-ray combo, and we have a regular Blu-ray. We also have them on DVD, but we have a regular Blu-ray, so I feel like I'll just sell that version off and then keep the combo, so we have both versions here, because this is an amazing movie. Really, really love this movie. It's one of the best modern sci-fi movies. This, Blade Runner 2049 and Arrival, I think, are my 3 favorite sci-fi movies of this current, century, and definitely at least of the last, couple decades. Fantastic. Really enjoy it. So that's kind of a cool find, unexpected. So overall, a very good morning. It took me a while. I went to a bunch of different places. I actually went to the same Goodwill twice. Because when I went there, it's usually where I start as my starting point. There was pretty much nothing there, and I think 2 people had shown up for work. And then one of them was, I forget what her name is, but this one really nice old lady who she'll run the register and she will like pick up trash and that's it. She will not move otherwise. It's kind of one guy in the back. So I knew nothing was coming out for a while. I walked around, didn't really find anything. So I left and went to a bunch of other places and then actually went back there. I don't know if I've ever done that before. Go to that same Goodwill twice in one day, but went there, checked it out, went to the regular room, so kind of made the rounds a bit today, so I don't think I'm going to go out again later in the week. That's 2 days so far this week that I've spent like 5-6 hours out and about going around, so found a good amount of stuff. Getting a lot of that listed. I've already have all those like Godzilla and everything up there, like almost everything from earlier in the week. I'm really good about that too lately, trying to keep with listing stuff right away, trying not to keep the death pile growing unless it's something that you're saving for a set, that kind of stuff. So fun, and I'll be hopefully playing a little more of Yakuza 5. Since I made that video, I put a few more hours in, and I'm still in those beginning chapters. I'm just about to 100% everything with all the racing and the taxi elements. I did all the regular taxi missions. Those are done. I think I have one race left, and then I can do free races and stuff and max out that level for the taxi driver, and I've done most of them. I'm probably gonna 100% the opening chapters, like with Kiryu. I'm probably gonna, because I just am enjoying it so much. So I'll probably hopefully beat that and move on. So it's gonna be a little while until I get through that game, because I know going in, I've read a million times how it's like one of the longest. That and Zero are probably the ones that take the most time, and Zero took me 3 times longer to go through than any of the others. So I know it's going to be quite a trip, but I'm enjoying it. Just don't expect me back up here very quickly for another talk about those. I'm excited though, because I'm really loving 5. Probably gonna do 5 and then 6, wrap that up and talk about them, and then move on to Like a Dragon or Judgment, whichever one of those I get yet. Haven't picked those up. And also, if you are into video game sphere, and if you were excited by that Nintendo Direct, some more clarification has come out for physical editions of some things. Just for your general knowledge, because I want you to support some of these games, but the Live Alive, that is getting a physical release on the Nintendo Switch everywhere. You know, Japan, Europe, US, so that one's no problem, comes out in July. Klonoa, at the time that I'm making this, there's been no indication at all of a North American physical release. It is being released physically in Europe and is up for pre-order already in Japan and an Asian region version that has English support. So that also comes out in July, and I really hope you get that. It's coming to like just about anything. It's coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, and I think it's even coming to Xbox, that Klonoa collection. So I really hope it does well, because releasing it on every platform and physically, and on the 25th anniversary, this really seems like a test to see if the series will be popular enough to make a third one. It really feels like that. So I really hope it does well, so we then get a new Klonoa. And there is right now, sadly, doesn't appear at this point. I'm really hoping it changes. I'm hoping maybe down the line there'll be, you know, an Asian region or a Japanese version. The Chrono Cross remaster doesn't seem to have a physical release so far anywhere, and again, that might change. Same thing happened with Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 on the Switch. Eventually, there was an Asian region version with English support of those, so I'm hoping that happens again with Chrono Cross, because that'll be really sad if it didn't. But yeah, just some very general knowledge out there, because those are some games I know that a lot of people are excited about, and it's going to be a little more complicated depending on which region you are, like what's coming out. So we will see. And if you're a owner of the 3DS and the Wii U, and you are into a lot of the digital content that's on there, downloading a lot of classic games and that kind of thing, you have 1 year left to do that before they close those stores down. So just putting that out there, if you still are a frequent user of those systems. For me, I still like the Wii U. It's kind of a Xenoblade Chronicles X machine, but the other things I like on it that I hope will come over. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see that, because I didn't realize it was actually still supported at all. But 1 year left, and I think summer 2023, somewhere around there, I believe they said the store's going down. So plenty of time to do whatever you're going to do on there before the Wii U sails off into the sunset.